state of the WWE. Let's get into it. This is the Wrestling Takeover Podcast. Let's get it going.
Welcome to...
You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover.
What is your name?
With your host, Jordan Turner, who's always going to keep it real.
Come on, King.
Inside and outside the ring.
Let me make myself clear. He's got the fans behind him, King.
It's time to take over, King.
Are you ready? He's all fired up now, King. The Takeover.
Let's go.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it respectful. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the vibes. This is the Wrestling Takeover Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, I have an interesting podcast for you guys today. We are going to get into the state of the WWE. We are going to talk about all things WWE. But the title of this particular podcast audio video, is WWE unwatchable? Let's be honest about the WWE. All right. That's the title of today's video. I personally am not all that interested in what's going on with the WWE product. I am going to be talking about things I do like. I'm going to be talking about things I don't like. I'm going to be breaking everything down in depth, analyzing everything. I'm going to always be honest with you guys, though, of course, with my own opinion, how I feel about the current state of the WWE. But today I'm going to be reacting to a couple of TikToks. I told y'all I'm going to start reacting to more wrestling content creators on TikTok. And that's what I'm going to do today on the state of the WWE. I want to hear other people's, perspectives in and around the wrestling community. I want to hear other people's point of view in regards to what's going on in the WWE world, what's their opinion on it, what things they like, what things they don't like pertaining to them. You know what I mean? I don't want to just talk about me and my opinion, even though this is why you guys are here. You guys want to hear my opinion. And you guys are going to be hearing my opinion. But, respectfully, I want to start hearing other people's, opinions about the WWE product throughout the wrestling community. But before we get that, y'all know what to do, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the vibes, man. Subscribe to the Wrestling Takeover Podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/JT Takeover. Subscribe on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio-free content. Also, follow me on social media on Twitter at JT Takeover. Follow me on Instagram at The Wrestling Takeover. And I appreciate everybody, man, continuing to support. For those out there who do go out of your way and do listen to my podcast on whatever platform you listen to the podcast on, I sincerely appreciate y'all. It's a lot of people in the wrestling community that do talk pro wrestling. But listen, I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to continue giving you the best audio, video content out there because, like I said, man, this is the most creative and honest podcast in the wrestling space, man. Let's get into it, though. We're going to start things off with the first TikTok video reacting to this person's views and opinions on the WWE product. So let's get into it. This is real interesting.
Is it just me or is WWE starting to get boring? I don't know. I just don't care for it anymore. Like, NXT is fire, but Raw and SmackDown, I just don't care for the storyline. I don't care anymore.
And by the way, this is Roy on TikTok, so shout out to Roy on TikTok. But let's get into what he got to say.
Only thing that's keeping me watching WWE right now is John Cena Farewell Tour.
I'm going to pause on that because, like I said, I want to react to what he says instead of playing the whole video and reacting to the whole thing. I want to react to certain things that, particular people, bring up in their video. This guy talked about how he likes John Cena's, retirement tour, what's going on. Respectfully, he can feel how he feels. That's perfectly fine. For me, I am not liking the retirement tour with John Cena. It's more of a fan like myself who is a big fan of John Cena can, just genuinely feels like John Cena is one of the pioneers, is one of the WWE GOATs. And I feel like John Cena and his retirement tour could have been properly been executed way more than where we're currently at. This man doesn't have a lot of dates left, and it's crazy. We're already on October 7th, and he's going to retire, sometime in December. And it's going to be real interesting, you know what I mean, to see people's, reactions and how they feeling about it. The John Cena heel turn, in my opinion, was a flop. It could have been great if executed properly, but Triple H didn't have a plan for him. The Rock didn't know what to do. He didn't have a plan. He is much as to blame as WWE creative is. And I feel WWE has been doing John Cena's retirement tour dirty. I really do. I genuinely feel that way. It looks like they didn't even have a plan for John Cena. And this is crazy knowing that this is John Cena we're talking about. This is one of their GOATs. And you didn't have a plan for him? Like, you didn't map out a particular plan for him, right? And I know we've seen, WWE on Real and other things being said here and there about, oh, we had a plan here and there. From my point of view, no, you did not have a plan. You didn't. And if you did, it wasn't executed properly. But, that's one of the negatives I will say about, WWE. His retirement tour, you should have had opponents lined up for John Cena. Like, real talk. Like, if you say you had a plan for him, then you should have had opponents like rampant. Have the stories already, ready to go. And in the beginning of John Cena's retirement tour, he's already facing Randy Orton and CM Punk. Those guys need to be towards the end of John Cena's retirement run, of opponents. And there's rumors going around. I'm already going to bring it up right now. There's rumors going around that Gunther. Now, please take this with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. I have been saying that for years. But there are reports going around that Gunther is potentially going to be John Cena's, final opponent. And if you know John Cena, he's going to, want to go out a loser. He's going to want to go out on his back respectfully for the new, generation. And a match with Gunther is something that I have wanted to see, with John Cena's retirement tour. And if he's going to be the final opponent, I'm for it. AJ Styles is another person that I wanted to see him face, and we're getting that. The problem is the stories that we've gotten with John Cena, with Randy Orton, it really wasn't good. CM Punk, it was fine, but you could just see that even with that story, WWE rushed it. And WWE has done a lot lately where they would rush stories. And like I said, I'm going to break things down. I'm going to dissect them, give you guys my honest opinions on the good and bad of WWE. But reacting to this right here with John Cena, I'm not really, excited with what's going on with his, retirement tour. WWE knew they fucked up, so they turned him back to a face. Here's my thing. I would have had a plan for him as a babyface, or as a heel. Excuse me. Let me backtrack there. I would have had a plan for him as a heel, but if the run all along was supposed to be him be a babyface, then you should have never turned him heel. If you did not have a plan for him as a heel, you should have remained him being a babyface. They're trying to right the wrongs now. They're doing a great job with it, but it's too little, too late. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion on it.
I don't know. After WrestleMania, it just seems so dead. I don't know what it is.
Nah, listen, you ain't wrong. It's dead, bro. Like, let's be real. The WWE product is not that exciting. It's really not. There's things here and there, but when you really want to sit back and think WWE in 2025 has been, from a creative aspect, it's been a down year. I'll even go as to say pro wrestling this year has been a down year. I mean, it's tough out here in these streets, bro, in pro wrestling. Like, let's be real. Like, for me, as a fan, myself, I'm just speaking for me. These days that have been going on and around this time in pro wrestling where, you know, things are kind of dumbed down. You got all the sports coming back. You know what I mean? NFL season, college football season. They're already in the trenches. NBA is about to come back. NHL is about to be back. There's a lot of other things to watch instead of professional wrestling. Pro wrestling, I'm going to just say it right now, has not been exciting for me as a viewer. It really hasn't. WWE slacking big time from a creative standpoint. AEW, they have been lost their way, bro. Like, they've been lost their way. We got to keep it real, right? You could be a fan of WWE. You could be a fan of AEW. You could be a fan of TNA. TNA is not that big, even though they're leeching on WWE anyways. They're leeching on WWE anyway. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing, but they're not as big. But AEW and WWE have not been exciting. We just got to be honest with ourselves.
I feel like the old Survivor Series should come back.
Talking about the old Survivor Series thing, let's comment on that. I've been seeing more and more of that as of late, that people are getting tired of the War Games concept. And I'm going to be transparent with y'all. I'm getting sick of it too. It just seems that Triple H isn't really creating stories. And he's using the War Games as a crutch. And in the beginning, he used to create stories. We would get stories leading into War Games, and we would get stories coming out of War Games. And now it seems like over the past couple years, we haven't gotten that. Now, I will say, it looks like we're getting that now. It looks like we're getting that now with, you know, the Vision and Roman Reigns and the Usos, you know, LA Knight. You know what I mean? We're getting stuff with that. But overall, it's like War Games is kind of pointless because there's no real animosity. Like, for the women look like they're doing their thing too with it. They're starting to create, you know, separate stories here and there with Rhea Ripley and Io and you know, the Kabuki Warriors. You know what I mean? It's there, but it's not enough to grab our attention. You know what I mean? So the traditional Survivor Series concept, it got boring after a while because Vince McMahon just continuously just kept putting out Raw versus SmackDown. There's no engagement. There's no investment. Champion versus champion. It's like, what's the premise of it? Champion versus champion. Okay, but that's it. There's no stipulation. There's no reason for us to emotionally invest ourselves into it. It's just champion versus champion. Who invests in that? You know what I mean? So it's pretty weird to me, you know, but that's just my opinion.
Also feel instead of TNA just going for NXT, they should have went for Raw or SmackDown. Shake it.
I do agree with that. You know, this TNA and NXT, you know, partnership that they're doing right now, it's fine, but you know, NXT, got to be real. They don't really have a lot of big superstars on the brand. You know what I mean? If they went with Raw and SmackDown, it would be a little bit more digestible and more like, oh shit, all right, this is dope. You know what I mean? They're going after the big guns on Raw. They went after the big guns on SmackDown. Is TNA. They're looking to prove themselves. You feel me? But we all know this partnership is particularly focused on NXT, though. That is what I feel people are missing. This partnership is TNA and NXT, not TNA and Raw and SmackDown.
Up a little bit. I feel like every week it's the same thing between the same.
I've been hearing this a lot of the late, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, I agree with everything he's saying, but at the same time, it's like, homie speaking facts right now. He's speaking facts. We see the same people every single week. Every week. And this is where I'm going to kind of stick to this specific topic, but kind of pivot to something else too. It's pretty much the same topic in its own. We see the same people every week, which is fine because those people are in storylines and they're being used. And that's great. But where are the new stars? Where are the new stars? You continuously use the same people. You continuing to use, these Hall of Famers, and it just, from me to you as a viewer, it seems to me that Triple H and WWE don't really have that much faith in a lot of the new stars. They're picking and choosing, of course. Everybody do that. Everybody do that. You would have done it. I would have done it. We all would have picked and choose. Now, I specifically would not be doing that all the time. Absolutely not. You need to create new stars. You need to see what these new stars got. You don't know what they got if you don't give them an opportunity. But at the end of the day, the try and true always come in the clutch. Always come in the clutch. So why are you going to create new stars when you know that your legends, right, and your big-time superstars are always going to be there? You know what I mean? At the same time, it's like your future is, I'm going to be honest, WWE's future is in serious jeopardy. They don't have the future to replace a Roman Reigns, a Cody Rhodes, a Seth Rollins, right? A Becky Lynch, a Charlotte Flair, a Bayley. Like Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, yeah, but, you know, even them, they've been here for so long. You know what I mean? It's like, who are going to replace them? But I would say the women are a little bit more digestible. There's a little bit more of options for the women. The problem is you're not giving a lot of them the ample opportunity. Like you're being selective, and you can only be selective for so long. That's some real talk right there. You can only be selective for so long. Like Julia should be a little bit further than where she's at right now. Real talk. Stephanie Vaquer is going to be just fine. You know, so the women, there's a little bit more meat on the bone there. For the men, I mean, nigga, listen. You are like, that bone is out. For real. For the men. I mean, you go down a list. You go down a list for the men. Right? Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. Cool. Carmelo Hayes. Cool. Trick Williams. Cool. Obafemi. Cool. Ethan Page. Bet. Ricky Starks. Cool. Penta. Cool. You feel me? Like, you got him. The problem is you don't have that Roman Reigns or CM Punk or Seth Rollins, John Cena, Randy Orton, or Brock Lesnar. You ain't got them. You don't. You have people, but WWE, you know, they don't have a Cody Rhodes. They don't have those guys from this new generation, I feel like. They're trying with Braun Breaker. They're trying with Bronson Reed. What about a Carmelo Hayes? You know, they got Dominic Mysterio. He's going to be perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So you got Dom there, but I feel like for the men, you don't have enough. You really don't. For the women, yeah, you got a lot that you can play around with and see where some of these women really can land. But at the end of the day, though, WWE is always going to stick to the people that they know are always going to come in the clutch. And it might not be the new women. It might not be the new men. But then again, for the women, like I said, they are actually putting in the effort. You know, here's a crazy thing. They're putting more effort in the women than the men to create new stars. That's crazy to me. You want to know why? And this is the truth. You want to know why they are putting more effort into the women than the men? Because WWE, they know. They might not say it. They might not tell us. But the ones that are aware and knowledgeable of what's, we don't really know what's going on, but, we kind of do at the same time. We know and we can see that WWE is putting in an effort for the women because WWE genuinely sees dollar signs with most of these ladies. For the men, it just seems like WWE doesn't see them. They don't see them. They don't. They're there, but there's not a lot of them like there is for the women. That's some facts there.
Same people in the same roster. We get the same champions, the same rotation of storylines, the same tag teams, the same everything. And I know people...
Listen, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's like a chain reaction. It's just a cycle, ending cycle. With a lot of the same storylines, same character developments, same everything. You feel me? And it's like, show us something new. Gonna
be like, yo, you probably...
And I honestly feel like WWE is afraid to show us something new. I genuinely do.
You probably just complaining, but go look at the last 5 weeks. The last 5 weeks, look at the last 3 PLEs. It's the same thing, the same people, the same competitions. Tell me why Michin is still going for the U.S. Championship right now. She's been chasing that ever since Chelsea Green. I just feel like WWE is relying too much on their veterans right now, and it's becoming repetitive. Is it?
It is becoming repetitive. You know what I mean? I don't know what WWE's gripe. What's going on with the Women's United States Championship? Triple H, respectfully. What are you doing with the Women's United States Championship? Y'all acting like Julia's a bum. Y'all acting like Julia is a bum. Wasn't it y'all that wanted to bring her into the WWE? Y'all not know what she did before she came to the WWE? WWE has done Julia a disservice as the United States champion, and it pisses me off because Julia is real talented. She's really, really good. And yes, it looks like they chose Stephanie Vaquer over Julia, and that's fine. That's fine. I love both ladies. I think both ladies are incredibly talented. But the way y'all are just disrespecting and just dogging Julia, nigga, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? It's hella disrespectful. And the way that they have just completely disrespected the Women's United States Championship, this is why you should have just had maybe one women's mid-card title floating between Raw and SmackDown. Maybe you should have had one because you're disrespecting one and you're giving high praise to the other one. WWE got to do better than that. Let's go. Let's react to another TikTok video.
I want to crash out so bad, but I just don't got the energy no more, G. Because I realized they just simply don't give a fuck. Why have a favorite wrestler in their company right now if they don't know what the fuck they doing? There should not be a fear.
This is Joseph reacting, giving his thoughts and his opinion on the WWE product. He's going to be talking about Obafemi and why people like myself, I'm very, very afraid that WWE is going to fuck up Obafemi. How the fuck do you fuck up Obafemi? This is so sad that we're at this time period now where like we're scared that WWE is going to screw up a NXT call up. We used to think that with Vince McMahon. Now we're thinking that with Triple H. I think Triple H has done a poor job creatively this year. I really think he's done a poor job. There's no plan in place. Random people are winning titles. The tag team division is slacking on both shows. The women's division, it's Monday Night Raw, it's fine. SmackDown's is terrible. I got a lot that I want to say about all this, but right now we're just reacting to people giving their opinions on the WWE product. Let's continue with this Obafemi because, like I said, I'm right with y'all. You feel me? I'm very concerned that WWE is going to not do right by Obafemi, and that sounds utterly ridiculous that we have to say that.
Surrounding Obafemi's main roster debut. Personally, for me, it is. But I did some self-reflecting. I asked myself, why is that, Joe? Why are you scared for Obafemi to get on the main roster? Is it because he's black? Is it because he's dominant? Is it because he got dreadlocks? Like, what is it, G? But it's none of that. It's simply they don't know what the fuck they doing.
Nah, and that's facts, bro. Like, that other shit that he just talked about, nah, fuck that, nigga. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Let's keep it real. WWE don't know what they doing, man. They really don't know what they're doing creatively. Respectfully, they don't know what they're doing. They are very selective on what to invest their time into and what not to invest their time into. That is something that I have not heard a lot of people say. That's the nux of the cranny right there. They are very selective in what they want to put a lot of attention into and what they don't want to put a lot of attention into. Respectfully, that's how I feel about it. I've been feeling that way for a very long time regarding the WWE product, and people are going to say, oh, stop watching. I mean, I got to keep up with what's going on. I have a podcast to do. I got to at least drop a podcast every week. I know people are out there. They want to hear my opinion. It might not be a lot of people, but I know there are at least 5 people out there that genuinely want to hear my thoughts and hear my opinions. WWE, man, I don't know what they're doing.
Like, answer me this, folks. Why is Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne cosplaying as luchador?
I didn't comment about that either until right now. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. What a fall from grace, man. God bless them. I am very happy that they're being used. That's fantastic. Why are they in lucha masks? It just seems that WWE seems confused and really not know what to do with half of the roster. I genuinely feel that way. Santos Escobar recently did not sign an extension. And it wasn't about the money. It was about the creative. It's either creative or it's cash that people don't resign with. Simple. It's either creative or it's cash. I'm hearing more creative than cash. Fuck the cash, man. The creative is just as important or even more important as getting money. Are you going to use me? Am I going to be a priority? Oh, but you're giving me this amount of money. That's cool. I appreciate that. But what's the plan? What are you going to do for me on the creative side of things? WWE really seems confused. This Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne stuff, I'm happy they're being used, man. But in this type of sense, come on, man. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne deserve better than that, man. For real.
That's the best y'all got for them? What about Jonathan Truth? You mean to tell me he did a humiliation ritual, not on live television, on Netflix, cut off his dreads that made him stand out, just for him to be the person to tell us how to download the ESPN app? Let me guess, it's because he's funny? Is it because he make y'all laugh? What the fuck is...
Listen, man. WWE... WWE with this R-Truth shit, right? Like, It really seems like y'all didn't even want him back. Y'all didn't even want him back. We complained. We voiced our opinions. And we thought that WWE was going to push him in a priority role. Nigga, fuck all of that. WWE didn't do none of that. They don't want to push R-Truth as a priority. They don't. They gave him a feud with John Cena to shut us up. That's the truth. They gave R-Truth a priority spot just to shut our mouths. And after we stopped, they pushed R-Truth right to a position where WWE feels R-Truth deserves to be at regarding that certain level. And that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I love WWE. I really, really love WWE. But I'm going to always speak up. I'm going to always speak my mind. Respectfully, though. But I'm always going to speak my mind on things I like and things I don't like. If you want to hear honesty, be sure to subscribe to the Wrestling Takeover podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever. If you don't want someone who's honest or whatever, you can go listen to somebody else. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. This R-Truth shit, I've been quiet about. I haven't said shit about it until now. Yeah, WWE did R-Truth dirty. Dead ass. You had a plan. R-Truth, he was over. He was going crazy. But I understand it, though, from WWE's point of view. This guy was not going to be a main event player. I understand that. The thing is, though, you should have pushed him in some sort of priority role. Not force it. It was all forced by the WWE. Straight up.
So funny about putting a phone in a toaster, G. Like, no, I want to know what the fuck is so funny. And then I get to think about how they doing Jonathan Felix Anthony Cena Jr. from West Bay, Massachusetts retirement tour. This nigga gave us 20 plus years of being that nigga. Is this how they repay him? I'm fucking flabbergasted. I'm appalled.
Yeah, listen. It's crazy. You know, like I said, John Cena's retirement tours. WWE, you really, I'm being genuine here. Triple H, Michael Hayes, everybody, TKO, everybody. Y'all really got to be ashamed of yourself with the way you guys have been handling John Cena's retirement tour. What the fuck are you guys doing? And you know John Cena talked about, once again, I just, whatever WWE gives me. You gonna believe him or WWE? I'm gonna believe John Cena. Triple H, you don't know what you're doing with the John Cena retirement tour, man. And that was prevalent. That was very, very prevalent. And it's sad with the way the WWE's handled John Cena's retirement tour. It really, really is sad. It's crazy, man. Shame on WWE, bro, for real. Like, y'all probably gonna do something crazy for his last match and video packages all over the place. I understand that, and that's fine. But in the beginning, it's crazy. Let's continue with, reacting to some more TikTok videos.
Wrestling has more than...
All right. Let me pause that real quick. I'm not trying to get flagged. So this is coming from WWE Divisions. This is coming from King on TikTok. He says, my brutal, honest thoughts on WWE current championship divisions. Triple H is failing WWE. Yeah, WWE is not... WWE is in a weird, weird place. So he comments on every championship. We're going to read them, and then I'm going to be reacting to them, giving you guys my opinions on them. So he starts with the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. This is what he had to say. Honestly, the world title scene needs some new blood. Cody is doing fine, but his storylines need some type of payoff. Also, this rotation of Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton is fine, but more people, please. Add Jacob Fatu, Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest. The world title scene is average at best right now. I completely agree. I'm even going to go further. I'm going to go even further. I think Cody Rhodes' title reign is terrible. It is terrible. It's not good. It's really not. His match at WrestlePalooza with Drew McIntyre, I really was not that interested in it. It really was boring to me. Seems like that's and at this point, it seems like it's a one-off. It is what it is, I guess. You continuously tease, and they continuously do it. The tease of Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, we need to get that as soon as possible. As soon as possible. We need that. Cody Rhodes needs that type of story that he had with Roman Reigns. We need that. And you know what? You have it in Randy Orton. Triple H, you need to pull the trigger. Stop with the waiting. That's the one thing that I will agree that a lot of people are complaining about with Triple H. Triple H, you wait way too damn long. Like, I get it, it's long-term booking. But, homie, you wait way too long. When things need to be triggered, you need to shoot that motherfucker. Shoot it. Stop holding the trigger. You need to let it go. And you need to, go with this storyline or go with this character or go with this specific match. Stop waiting. He waits way too long. I get it. I'm a long-term, booker myself. You know what I mean? This is, like I said, the most creative wrestling podcast in the space. Nobody pitches more ideas than me. But Triple H just goes haywire with it. And then he does stuff that it's too late. Fans are not invested in it anymore. So when a turn happens or something goes down, it's like the impactfulness is not there because you waited way too long to pull the trigger. He talks about Seth Rollins. This main event scene is boring and repetitive. It's CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight, and Roman Reigns in a various cycle. Then Seth isn't doing anything particularly creative as champion. Then everybody is just tag team matches against the Bronze. Yeah, this division needs help. I completely agree. It's just a recycle bullshit. I'm sorry, guys, but this is just the honest truth of how I'm feeling about the overall product. The world title scene on Monday Night Raw is boring. It's boring. You got great promos here and there, but it's just like, what are we doing with it? What are we doing with it? Where's the payoff? You know what I mean? The payoff, I believe, is going to be War Games, and that's fine. But, Jey Uso, I don't care for that. But I will say one thing positive about Jey Uso. And the stuff with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, I am really interested to see where that is going to go. A lot of people, like myself, assuming that Jey Uso's turning into a Roman Reigns-like. You know what I mean? And I'm really interested to see where Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso go from here after that promo interaction, backstage, last night on Monday Night Raw. I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was really fun. Very intriguing to see where it goes. So that I am very interested to see. But, yeah, the world title scene, it needs help, respectfully. He then talks about, let's get into it. He talks about Dominic Mysterio. He says, this mid-card division is plentiful, but has a horrible champion. I don't think Dominic Mysterio is a horrible champion. It's just the way he's been presented. He continues, though. He says, WWE doesn't take Dom seriously as IC champion. He meant to say not US IC champion. He hasn't done anything of note since becoming the champion. That is absolutely true. I do agree. Dominic hasn't done shit. And I love Dominic Mysterio. Love Dominic Mysterio. But that nigga haven't done shit either. That's the truth. He has not done anything significant since winning the IC title. He says Triple H storylines with El Grande Americano was more important than the IC title. I don't care for that El Grande Americano story. I really don't. It's not interesting to me. He finishes up. The sad part is the division is full of people who would be great as IC champion. But to me, that's not the problem. Ilya Dragunov, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, they all could be IC champion. The problem is, what is the stories? What is the stories? And WWE has been lacking stories. They really, really have. They've had some good ones here and there with the Kabuki Warriors, Io, and Rhea Ripley. That storyline has been solid. The stuff with Seth Rollins and CM Punk and stuff is fine, but it's not really grabbing my attention. Now, this Jey Uso thing is grabbing my attention. The stuff with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman is grabbing my attention. But that's not a lot. I only named like 2 or 3. There's nothing on SmackDown that's interesting me at all. I'm just waiting for the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton story to really pick up. Outside of that, it's more negative than positive with WWE storylines right now. He talks about Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has reinvigorated or revitalized this division and gave some mid-card talent a great match. Right now, this division needs more storylines centered around the titles. The open challenges are good, but we need more. Yeah, the open challenges, let's be real. Let's cut to the bull and let's cut to the reality of the situation. These open challenges are a prop. These open challenges are a fraud to where WWE are creatively bankrupt in a certain aspect that they continuously have open challenges, and that's fine. But we've seen it with John Cena's, U.S. Open Challenge. It was fine. It was great. And then he created a storyline out of it with Kevin Owens. We need to get that same sentiment with Sami Zayn. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big Sami Zayn guy. I'm really not a big Sami Zayn fan. I'm really not. Respectfully, he's a great pro wrestler, though. But this underdog story with Sami Zayn, I want everybody to listen to me. I'm fucking over that underdog story from the underground. I'm fucking over it. I don't care anymore. That does nothing for me. I need more from Sami Zayn other than being, the underdog champion from the underground. Fuck all that shit, yo. I need more. That shit, I don't care about that anymore. I really don't. But the open challenge, like I said, I think is a cop-out from a creative aspect. Stephanie Valkyr, he says this, the Women's World Championship, this division is plentiful, but I think they are about to add Lyra Valkyria to it. This is in good hands, but we need more people outside of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley in the title matches. Hopefully Lyra and Asuka can add some fresh matches. Yeah. Now listen, Stephanie Valkyr's title reign just started. But yes, we need more people, and we need new people other than, listen, my 2 girls. I love Rhea Ripley, and I love Io. I really love Io. But we need more people. We do. Tiffany Stratton, man. You want to know the truth? I love Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time all the time. I'm with it. But her reign has been terrible. That's all I'm going to say. It's been terrible. He, on the other hand, this is what, King had to say. The Women's Championship, God save this division. Where's Bianca? This division is in the same 3 women in a various cycle. SmackDown needs help. Take that title off Tiffany. WWE needs to do something. Yeah, WWE has not booked her reign well at all. They have not done Tiffany Stratton a disservice. Her reign has been terrible. Her reign has been absolutely terrible. I'm being dead serious. It has not been good. It has not been good at all. I'm bored of her reign. She needs to lose the title. She needs to lose the title. She needs some more character development too. She really does. But I love Tiffany Stratton. I'm always going to love Tiffany Stratton. But on this podcast, even if I love you or I don't love you, listen, y'all got to understand, man. I'm always going to be honest. that honesty ain't never going to waver, no matter who you are. You can always get the smoke, respectfully, you know? And just my honest opinions. And that's what it is. He talks about Becky Lynch, the women's IC championship. The mid-card division is questionable. Now that Lyra is done, they're clearly moving on to AJ Lee, but what then? I do agree with that. After that, what's going to happen after that? I think Roxanne Perez needs to be involved. Raquel Rodriguez needs to be involved. That's just me. That's my opinion. Then isn't that mid-card talent on Raw, and that division is very top-heavy. Maxine Dupree seems to be stepping up, but we don't know how long that will last. Also, Becky is outgrowing this title. Yeah, I do agree with that. Listen, Maxine Dupree, salute to her. She had an amazing performance against Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw, and that's another woman that you can add into the mid-card division. Let's see where the Becky Lynch reign goes, but we all know she's losing to AJ Lee. So, come on. The Women's United States Championship. He says, God save this division. This division is Michin and B-Fab. That's it. Michin has faced every champion. The SmackDown Women's division just sucks from a mid card to mid card perspective. It's WWE has done Julia a disservice. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what the fuck they're doing with Julia. WWE, genuinely, I mean this. I love you guys. I really do. But fuck you. With the way you're handling Julia. It's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. Do better, please. Still love you guys. The World Tag Team Championships on Monday Night Raw. This division has been dead since the new year. WWE doesn't even bother having matches because we don't see them. Just tragic. This is what King said. I completely agree. The Raw Tag Team division is... Bro, WWE. Build one division, please. Make one tag team title. Float between Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Please. Because it seems like you genuinely do not care about the Raw Tag Team division. Same teams all the time. It's the same shit. Please give us one tag team championship. Float between Raw and SmackDown. Speaking of the tag team titles, SmackDown. WWE Tag Team Championships. This division has talent, this division has taken a back seat since SummerSlam because they were carrying SmackDown. Honestly, this division is thriving, but needs a new champion. Yes, I do agree with that. The SmackDown Tag Team division has been solid. It's been pretty good. But I don't care about the Wyatt Six. I really don't. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I really don't care for them. Really don't. The Women's Tag Team Championships, WWE needs seriously make it known how many teams are actually in the division because this division is dead. It's the same teams over and over and over again. I mean, he's not fucking wrong there. All in all, guys, listen. The WWE product is questionable at best right now. It really is questionable. The title scenes are disappointing. The depth within those divisions are disappointing. There's no champion that is standing out as, damn, they're the best champion or the best champions in WWE. No, there's not one. Respectfully, in my opinion, there's not one. So the tag team division is not good. The women's divisions are not that good right now. All the championships are not, big enough. They're not prestigious enough. They're really not. No really in-depth storylines to invest our time into. We don't really have that one storyline that is, grabbing our attention every single week. WWE continuously using the same people week after week after week. They're continuously using the legends. They're not building up any new stars. And if they are, there's not a lot of them, right? You can honestly only count on one hand how many new stars are so-called being created. There's not a lot of them. There is a lot of problems with the WWE product. The Jey Uso thing. I'm really over that Yeet stuff. I really am. I'm over that shit. But You know, they want to keep using them, and that's fine. But I am real interested, I will say. I'm real interested to see where this Usos and Roman Reigns story goes. The Vision has done nothing for me other than, you know, you're trying to create 2 new superstars, which obviously we knew that was going to be the case. But outside of that, like the mission statement, the run that they have right now, I'm not interested in that at all. There's just more negative than positive with the WWE product, man. And then, you know, I'm always be real with you guys. You know, this is what I do. If I'm not real, then I'm wasting my time. If I'm not real, I'm not coming up here and talking pro wrestling. You know what I mean? I haven't been this bored watching WWE in many years since Vince McMahon took over. You know, Triple H needs to do better creatively. I don't know what that is. Improve somewhat. You know, yeah, I'm done talking because I'm gonna just keep rambling. I don't like to do that. But like I said, we got Crown Jewel this weekend. I will not be doing a review of Crown Jewel. It comes on at 5 a.m. I'm not doing that. I might watch and tweet, but doing a review, not doing that because I go to the gym around like 8:39. So we're going to continue that. So no review of Crown Jewel. I'll probably tweet about it, give you guys my opinion on it. I just don't really think it's an important show. I really don't. That's just genuinely how I feel. But I will say the card looks pretty good. Not going to lie. Card looks pretty good. There are some matches that I will watch. Like I will watch the show. But doing a review on it, I'm not doing a review on it. I got a lot of things to do just in general on Saturday, so I'm not doing a review on it. But if you guys did miss my John Cena ranking of my favorite John Cena matches of all time, tap in. That got posted on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify last night. So tap into that and tap into this one, man. The state of the WWE. I'm here to give you guys my honest opinions, reacting to people in the community, giving their opinion on the WWE product, man. I'm going to keep doing stuff like this. I'm going to just kind of keep pumping out content as much as I can for y'all, man. And peace and blessings to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. This is the most creative and honest podcast in the wrestling space. I'm Jordan Turner. I'm host of the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Y'all have a good Tuesday. Have a good night.